In this video, I want to discuss the value of pulling thousands of keywords, even just as a one-time pull. You can get a lot of data around your industry if you analyze thousands of keywords rather than just tens of keywords or dozens or a few hundred. You might be currently tracking only a few hundred phrases in Nozzle or maybe some other rank tracker tool. This actually makes Nozzle a perfect supplemental tool. If you're not ready to change rank trackers, you can still use Nozzle at a very reasonable price to get a ton of SERP data. And so let's dive in. So if we go into this REI demo, first thing I want to go to is this by segment dashboard and change the roll up to brand and all SERP listings. This will just show you which SERP listings are showing up the most for this big list of keywords. And so if you did a one-time poll for a big list of 10,000 keywords, you could see, if you scroll down to the segments table, there's some custom segments built or added in here. So there's a little bit of noise, but you can analyze and see that organic listings with ratings and reviews and price, they show up 5,700 times. Image results show up, featured snippets 4,200 times. You can see featured snippets that contain an image or that contain a bullet point list, how often they show up. You can see shopping results, recipe, SERP results, things to know, SERP results, 242 times. So this just gives you a great idea across your huge keyword set, what types of SERP features are showing up, and that can help guide your strategy going forward. Next, if you go to the share of voice dashboard, you can analyze PAA data. So who ranks within the PAA data. So if we change this. Now if we scroll down, on this dashboard you want to be on the domain rollup. And so we're looking at all the competition. So this is saying that gonecampingagain.com shows up as an answer in the PAA boxes for 552 SERPs. And, gearjunkie.com is an answer in 396 SERPs. And furthermore, we extract all the questions from the people also ask boxes. And so here's a Looker Studio dashboard example of 9,999 phrases that we put in, related to REI camping. And we discovered across all those SERPs, 10,252 unique questions. And then we sort them by how often each question appeared. So this first top question, what kind of pots and pans do you use for camping, showed up 429 times, and so on. This is great for your content team to just know which questions showed up the most across a big list of keywords. And those should be the questions you can answer. You can also filter by if you put your keywords into groups. So like if you want to just analyze the hiking gear keyword group, then this will show the questions that showed up for all the phrases that we've put into the hiking gear keyword group. So now we got what are the 10 essentials used in hiking as the main question. It showed up the most 331 times. Furthermore, if we go back to the dashboard, we can analyze things like who owns the most top 10 rankings. So across all of these keywords, Amazon.com has 1,340 top 10 rankings. REI has 552 top 10 rankings. So you can see who's doing the best. And if you were to switch to different keyword groups, you can analyze who owns the most top 10 rankings in the hiking gear keyword group or the camp furniture keyword group or so on. Furthermore, if you change this back to all unpaid results, and on this top chart, if you click on rank groups, and then if you click this expand button, now you'll see a chart. I'm going to show 25 in here instead of 5. This is sorted by rank buckets. So number 1 position is blue, and 2 and 3 are also shades of blue, and then 4 through 6 is green, and 7 through 10 is lighter green. So if you look up here, Outdoor Gear Lab, the greens and blues are all in the top 10. So they have this many top 10 rankings. And so they have more top 10 rankings than REI and Reddit and eBay. Even down the list here, we got Coleman.com has more top 10 rankings than, some of these above them that have more keywords ranking in the top 100, but they have more top 10 rankings. You can analyze things like which sites have price showing up the most, or reviews showing up the most in their organic results, or ratings showing up. I'll just select one of these so we can see down on this table now. This is saying that HomeDepot.com has 1,174 results or SERPs, where their listing contains a rating. And so if you're low in this list compared to your competition, then you need to work on structured data, schema markup, and get those showing up in your own listings. You can also see who has the most product, who shows up the most in the product packs. So outdoorgearlab.com shows up in 975 product packs. You can show who shows up the most in featured snippets. You can see that, oldtowncoleman.com shows up in 226 featured snippets. And anyway, it gives you an idea of who owns all the featured snippets across your whole space. You could, again, change this keyword group list to show smaller keyword sets and analyze specific, groups. And there's more. You could analyze things like who owns the most top stories, who shows up the most in video packs, which is, YouTube is the winner usually. Which sites show up in image packs, image results, which sites show up in perspectives or short video packs. Those are starting to show up more in certain spaces. Anyway, if there's any SERP feature that shows up in the SERPs, you can analyze who owns those positions with Nozzle. Next, you can analyze clustering. So we have this clustering tool, which is down here, this topic clusters. Essentially, it pulls all your keywords, looks at the top 10 results, and then it clusters them into groups based off of the number of matching URLs. So this is saying that these 47 keywords have 7 matching URLs that show up in the top 10. And this cluster here, propane camping stove, has 31 keywords that has 6 matching URLs. And so it's a way to analyze which keywords are super related based off of the SERPs, based off of what Google thinks, because there's so many matching URLs. And it will help you create a keyword map and make sure that you have the right list of keywords assigned to the same URL. And that's all you can get. I mean, there's more you can get with a one-time poll. I mean, you can analyze any of the competitors. You can analyze which URLs are ranking for any of your competitors. So right here, I'm analyzing Amazon.com specifically, but I can change it and analyze any website of any of my competitors that show up for these thousands of keywords. And you can see which URLs on your site or your competitor sites contain the most keyword rankings across this big set of keywords. And on top of a one-time poll, if you want to do something like track that list of 10,000 keywords or 50,000 keywords on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis, then you'll be able to start seeing and report on the changes in the featured snippets and the changes in the who ranks in the people also ask. And if you're working on getting price and reviews and ratings added, then you can report on your results because you'll have a data point from a month ago and a data point from today. So if you're tracking monthly, then in this case, you can see that in this date range, September 22nd compared to June 25th, that in terms of price showing up in these organic listings, you can see that Amazon has 2,730 more results from 90 days ago that contain a price in their organic listings. And if you sort by this keyword change, you can see who had the biggest change in the right direction and who had the biggest change in the wrong direction, and how you are doing versus all your competition. Again, you can analyze the change in product packs, video packs, any of those SERP features. And when there's big algorithm updates, you'll be able to easily see who are the winners, who are the losers across the board, across all these keywords. And after those algo updates, those big Google algorithm updates. And so let's just say there was an algorithm update between these dates, which there was actually in August. And you can see who's going up, who's lost the most, who's gained the most keyword rankings. This is just looking at keywords in the top 100. This is how many they've lost since 90 days ago, but you could change it to show the top 10 rankings. That will tell you how many they lost or gained in the last 90 days. So Walmart.com was the biggest loser, and Reddit.com was the biggest winner. And you can see all the winners. So you can see, okay, these 10 sites have lost a lot. Let me go analyze, see how they're different than all these 10 sites that gained the most in this time range. And then if you dig into a single keyword view, if you're tracking monthly, you'll have data points once a month for lots of keywords, but you can analyze the SERPs side by side. So here's a visual of a keyword backpacking camp stove comparing March 1st to June 1st to September 1st, filtered by REI.com, so it highlights where REI.com is. There's a mini map here on the left. You can see these are where, this is where REI.com shows up on that date and this date. And then here on September 1st, you can see they also are showing up in a product pack right there, REI. This is really nice for reporting just on, on head terms, big changes in the SERPs that you want to just show a visual of. And if you're tracking on a monthly basis, you'll have the data. You can show the changes. And last, if you want to know what all that would cost, you go to the Nozzle Pricing page and change it to monthly here. So if you did a one-time poll, 10,000 SERPs, that's $59. You can just pay for 1 month and then cancel after that. And you'll have data for 10,000 SERPs. Now that means you can either do 10,000 unique keywords on one device or 5,000 keywords on 2 devices. And so you can see here, if you're tracking on desktop and mobile, you would do 5,000 keywords. That's 10,000 SERPs. And that would get you in this basic plan. If you have a bigger site or bigger industry, you want to just do a one-time poll of 60,000 SERPs, up to 60,000 SERPs, you can just pay $299 and you get all that data that I explained just for 60,000 SERPs. And again, if you did that monthly, then you'd pay $299 a month if you want to do 60,000 SERPs every month, or you could do it quarterly and just pay that every quarter. So with Nozzle, you can schedule how often you want to pull the SERPs. You can do daily, you can do weekly, hourly, you could do monthly, semi-monthly, quarterly, any custom schedule, twice a week, whatever. So anyway, that's that. You get a ton of data from Nozzle. It can be a great supplemental tool on top of your existing rank tracker. You don't have to go through the hassle of making the change to track everything in Nozzle, but you can get a ton of data from Nozzle to add to your reports, to add to your knowledge of what's going on in your SERP, in the SERPs in your industry, and get a lot of value that way for your SEO team and content team. And that is how Nozzle can provide a lot of value as just a supplemental tool.